Did you know that pressing just 3 points on your hand can help improve blood flow and bring back stronger morning erections? It might sound too simple to work, but I've seen it change the lives of older men who thought their best days were behind them. I'm Dr. Justin Keller, and in this video, I'll show you 3 specific pressure points on your hand that directly affect circulation, nerve function, and your ability to wake up feeling strong and connected again. Here's what we'll cover. 1 point that relaxes the arteries and improves blood flow where it matters most. Another that calms your nervous system, so your vessels open naturally. And a third that reactivates the nerves controlling your lower body and pelvis. These are real techniques. No pills, no side effects, just your own body working better again. Make sure you watch all the way to the end. The first pressure point we'll cover is the most powerful and most overlooked. If you're over 60, you need to be doing this daily. And before we start, tell me where you're watching from. Drop your city in the comments. I read them. It helps me keep these videos focused and personal. If this sounds like the kind of honest, useful health advice you want more of, tap the like button and subscribe to Glowing Age. That support helps me keep teaching these lessons. Point 1. Li4 Hegu, between thumb and index finger. You can improve blood flow to your lower body without a pill, a workout, or even standing up, by pressing a small point between your thumb and index finger. It sounds too simple to matter, but the science behind it is real. The point is called Li4, or Hegu. And for men over 60 dealing with reduced circulation and weaker morning erections, this spot may be one of the most overlooked tools you have. Li4 is located in the fleshy area between your thumb and index finger, right where the 2 bones of the hand meet. It's been used for thousands of years in traditional Chinese medicine, but its relevance extends far beyond ancient practices. Modern research has confirmed that stimulating this point activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body that controls relaxation, digestion, and blood vessel dilation. In other words, when you apply pressure here, your body begins to shift out of its stress state. Your heart rate slows, blood vessels open up, circulation improves, not just in your hands, but throughout your body. And that includes the pelvic region, where many men experience early signs of aging, from sluggish erections to numbness or a lack of warmth. As a urologist, I often tell patients that the strength of their morning erections is one of the most reliable indicators of vascular health. It's not just about testosterone, it's about blood flow. And when men start losing that regular signal in the morning, it's a sign that their circulation is being compromised, often silently. That's where Li4 comes in. It's not a miracle button, but when used daily, it can help stimulate a natural, body-wide response that favors blood flow, especially if you pair it with other healthy habits. Here's how to find it. Bring your thumb and index finger together so a muscle bulge forms between them. That high point, right in the middle of the muscle, is where you want to apply pressure. Use the thumb of your opposite hand and press firmly, but not painfully. Make small circular motions for 60 to 90 seconds, then switch hands. The best time to do this is before bed or in the early morning, times when your body is most hormonally primed to improve circulation. Many men report a warm, tingling sensation not just in the hand, but in the arms, chest, and lower back after consistent use. That's a sign your vascular system is responding. In clinical settings, this point has also been associated with reduced tension, lower blood pressure, and improved peripheral circulation. That matters because chronic tension and constricted blood vessels are major reasons men experience erectile changes after 60. It's not always hormone loss. Sometimes it's tension, and Li4 is one of the simplest ways to disrupt that pattern. I had a patient, 66 years old, who was healthy overall but complained of weaker morning erections and colder feet. His labs were normal. His testosterone was within range, but he had high stress and poor circulation. I showed him how to use Li4 daily, before bed and again upon waking. He also added 5 minutes of deep breathing with it. After 3 weeks, he told me his morning firmness had improved. No medications, no complicated routines. Just pressure, consistency, and awareness. Your hands aren't just tools for lifting and holding. They're connected to your entire nervous and vascular system. And points like Li4 offer a safe, no-cost way to support blood flow naturally. Use this point with intention every day. It takes 1 minute, and over time, it may help restore one of the most vital aspects of your health and confidence without ever leaving your chair. Point 2. PC8 Lao Gong, center of the palm. If your hands often feel cold, or you wake up with weak or no morning erections, there's another pressure point you need to know, right in the center of your palm. It's called PC8 or Lao Gong, and it's one of the most effective acupressure points for improving internal circulation and helping your body redirect blood flow to where it's needed most: your heart, pelvic region, and lower body. PC8 is located in the middle of the palm. To find it, make a loose fist. Where the tip of your middle finger lands in your palm is generally where this point lies. It's a major energy center in traditional Chinese medicine, but it's also backed by practical physiology. Stimulating this area influences the pericardium channel, which is connected not just to the heart, but to the network of nerves and vessels responsible for blood distribution throughout the body. When you apply pressure to PC8, you help calm the sympathetic nervous system, the one that's always on alert, especially as we age. That system is tied to constricted vessels, shallow breathing, poor digestion, and importantly, limited blood flow to non-essential organs. From a survival standpoint, the body directs blood to the heart and brain first when stressed. But for optimal sexual function, you need that blood to reach your pelvis, your lower extremities, and your erectile tissue. Stimulating PC8 helps shift your body back toward balance, what we call parasympathetic dominance, the rest and repair mode. That's when blood flow improves, heart rate slows, and nitric oxide, the key molecule for vasodilation, can actually do its job. It's not a stretch to say this small point in your palm could support the very foundation of your vascular health. Now let me tell you how to do it properly. Place your opposite thumb on the center of your palm and apply firm, steady pressure. Don't jab or press hard. The goal is to feel a deep, steady push, not pain. Once you've found the point, breathe deeply as you press. Inhale slowly for 4 seconds, exhale for 6. Do this for 1 to 2 minutes per hand, twice a day, once in the morning, once before bed. I had a patient, 71 years old, who told me he was constantly cold in his hands and feet and hadn't had a strong morning erection in months. No diabetes, no heart disease, just sluggish circulation. We added this technique to his daily routine, morning and evening stimulation of PC8, paired with deep breathing and stretching. For weeks later, he reported not only more warmth in his hands, but improved morning blood flow and firmer erections. And he didn't change his diet or start medication, just consistency and better control over his nervous system. The center of your palm is more than skin and muscle. It's connected to deeper systems. Pressure here can influence heart rate variability, vascular tone, and autonomic balance, all of which contribute to erection quality, endurance, and sleep quality. And unlike medications that target just one pathway, acupressure at PC8 works systemically. It doesn't force your body to perform, it supports your body's ability to restore itself. You might not feel dramatic results on day one. That's not the point. This is about steady improvement, subtle gains that build over time. Better warmth, better energy, better blood flow in the morning when it matters most. So don't ignore the center of your palm. Use it as a tool. Work with your body, not against it. A few minutes each day at this point can help restore circulation, calm tension, and bring you closer to the energy and performance you remember. Point 3. Si3 Houxi, side of the hand below the pinky. If you've noticed that your erections have become weaker, or that your lower back and hips feel stiff or disconnected, there's a pressure point most men never think about, but absolutely should. It's located on the edge of your hand, just below the base of your pinky finger. This is called Si3 or Houxi, and it's directly connected to a meridian that influences the spine, pelvic nerves, and the flow of energy through the entire lower half of your body. Let's be clear, this isn't alternative guesswork. The small intestine meridian, where Si3 lies, runs along the hand, through the arm up to the neck, and most importantly for us, connects to the sacrum and lower spine. That region houses the nerves that control blood flow and sensation in the pelvis and genitals. So when you stimulate Si3, you're not just pressing your hand. You're sending a signal down into the very system that controls erection strength, sensitivity, and pelvic coordination. As a urologist, I always look beyond hormones. Testosterone is important, yes, but it's only part of the story. For an erection to happen and sustain itself, nerve signaling and smooth muscle response must work in harmony. That's where this point comes in. SI3 helps to wake up the neuromuscular link between your spine and pelvis, especially helpful for men over 60 whose systems have slowed due to inactivity, stiffness, or chronic tension. Here is how to find it. Look at the outside edge of your hand, palm facing in. Trace down from your pinky finger to the first crease at the base of that finger near the knuckle joint. Right where the skin folds as the pinky meets the hand, that's SI3. You'll feel a small depression or notch. That's where you apply pressure. Use the thumb of your opposite hand and press firmly into that notch. Hold for 30 to 60 seconds. Make slow circular motions while breathing deeply. Then switch hands. You can do this 2 to 3 times daily, especially in the morning or before bed. This point is especially useful for men who wake up with tightness in their lower back, or who experience a disconnect between mind and body during sexual activity. It helps re-engage the pelvic floor, the group of muscles that support erectile function, bladder control, and even bowel movements. When these muscles weaken with age, as they often do, you begin to see more urinary leaks, weaker erections, and a dull sense of detachment in that area. I had a patient, 69 years old, former distance runner. He told me he felt numb below the belt, despite being active and relatively fit. His labs were fine, but his posture had collapsed with age and his pelvic floor was weak. We added daily stimulation of SI3, along with a few simple pelvic stretches. Within a month, he reported improved firmness in the morning, better sensation, and even more confidence in the bedroom. And he said he finally felt connected to his body again. That's the beauty of this point. It doesn't just work on blood flow, it works on integration. Mind to muscle, nerve to organ. It's especially useful when paired with light movement or stretching because it amplifies the body's ability to restore circulation through mechanical and neural pathways. Remember, you don't need tools or supplements to activate this. Your own hand can trigger the systems you need to support better performance and confidence. Just a few minutes a day, applied intentionally and consistently, can help restore a sense of control over your own health. SI3 may seem like a small point, but it taps into one of the most foundational systems in your body. If you're over 60 and you're serious about improving your erections, circulation, and pelvic tone, don't ignore this one. Press it. Breathe. Let your body respond. Because aging doesn't have to mean losing what makes you feel strong, it just means learning how to reconnect with it. Bonus, when and how to use these points. You now know the 3 points, Li4, PC8, and Si3. But the truth is, when and how you use them can determine whether you see real results or just a temporary sensation. Acupressure isn't magic, it's physiology. It works when it's consistent, intentional, and part of your daily rhythm, especially for men over 60 who are already noticing the early signs of poor circulation, weaker erections, or loss of pelvic strength. Let's start with timing. The best time to use these points is when your body is naturally transitioning into a state of rest or recovery. That means early in the morning, right after you wake up, or at night before bed. These are the windows when your nervous system is most sensitive to parasympathetic stimulation, your rest and repair state, where blood vessels dilate, tension decreases, and circulation improves. This is also the time your testosterone naturally peaks and your hormonal systems begin their reset cycle. Pressing these points during those moments supports what your body is already trying to do. You can perform the full routine in under 5 minutes. Start with Li4, the point between your thumb and index finger. Apply firm, circular pressure for 60-90 seconds per hand. This helps reduce tension in your neck and shoulders, calm your heartbeat, and prime your blood vessels to open. Then move to PC8, the center of your palm. Use your opposite thumb to press firmly into the middle of your palm, breathing slowly and deeply as you do. Do this for 1 to 2 minutes per hand. This relaxes your nervous system, promotes warmth in the hands and feet, and signals your body to open blood flow inward, toward your core and pelvis. Finally, end with Si3, the point near the base of your pinky. Press it gently but firmly while breathing into your lower abdomen. If you can, combine it with a seated stretch, legs wide, spine tall, or even a short forward fold. This wakes up the pelvic nerves and brings attention and energy back to the muscles responsible for sexual function and bladder control. The sequence matters less than the habit. What counts is that you do it daily. Your nervous system adapts to repeated cues, and your blood vessels become more responsive when you give them the chance to open consistently. This is especially important for older men, where vascular elasticity is naturally reduced, and nerve signaling begins to fade unless intentionally maintained. Here's what I tell my patients. Don't treat acupressure like an emergency button. Don't wait until you feel something's wrong. These points are most effective when used as preventive medicine, a way to keep systems online, responsive, and connected over time. I had a patient, 75 years old, who initially dismissed the idea. Too simple to matter, he said, but he was waking up cold, disconnected, and without his usual morning erections. We introduced this 3-point routine nightly right before bed, paired with light stretching and quiet breathing. 4 weeks in, he was waking up warmer. By week 6, his morning firmness returned and he was sleeping through the night without waking to urinate. No new medications, just focused pressure every day. The key is rhythm. Pair this acupressure routine with other healthy habits. Drink more water before 4 p.m., avoid high-sugar meals late in the day, get sunlight in the morning, and keep your blood pressure in check. Acupressure doesn't replace good health, it amplifies it. These points aren't hidden secrets. They're part of your body's original design, tools you've had access to your entire life. You just need to learn how to use them. 5 minutes twice a day. No equipment, no cost, just your own hands working with your body instead of against it. And over time, these simple actions can lead to stronger blood flow, deeper rest, firmer erections, and a renewed sense of connection to your own strength. What to expect over time? If you've never done acupressure before, or tried it once and gave up, you might be wondering, does pressing my hand really make that much difference? And I understand the skepticism. But the truth is, subtle changes done consistently often lead to the biggest improvements, especially when it comes to blood flow, nerve responsiveness, and restoring function naturally. For men over 60, the biggest challenge isn't lack of testosterone, it's lack of circulation. Your arteries become stiffer, blood vessels narrow, and your body prioritizes blood for your brain and heart, not your pelvis. What these 3 points, Li4, PC8, and Si3, do is gently redirect circulation and encourage your nervous system to reactivate those pathways that may have been going dormant for years. The changes aren't explosive. You're not going to press a point tonight and wake up tomorrow with the erections you had at 25. But if you're consistent, here's what you can realistically expect. Week 1 to 2. You may notice a warming sensation in your hands or feet after pressing the points. That's a sign your capillaries are opening and blood is moving more efficiently. Some men also report deeper breathing or a sense of calm shortly after each session. These are nervous system responses, and they're exactly what we want. It means your body is shifting out of tension and into repair. Week 3 to 4. At this stage, blood flow changes begin to extend beyond just your extremities. Many of my patients report improved sleep, less nighttime urination, and early signs of morning firmness returning. Not full erections, necessarily, but more frequent signs that blood flow is improving overnight. This is the body's natural indicator that things are moving in the right direction. Week 5 to 8. By now, if you've paired acupressure with good hydration, reduced sugar, and light daily movement, you'll likely notice better sensitivity, more frequent morning erections, and improved warmth in the lower abdomen or pelvic area. That's not accidental. You've retrained the nervous system to send signals to the very areas that had been going quiet. And here's something most men don't realize. Once blood flow improves, your tissues start recovering too. That means the erectile tissue becomes more responsive, and the muscles in the pelvic floor begin to regain tone and coordination. All of that supports firmer, more reliable function, without pills, pumps, or complicated treatments. It's also common to feel more mentally connected to your lower body. A lot of older men say they feel disconnected from the waist down, less sensation, less responsiveness. These pressure points help bridge that gap. They remind your brain and body to talk to each other again. That connection is just as important as circulation when it comes to sexual performance, bladder control, and overall confidence. Now I want to be clear. Acupressure isn't a cure-all. If you have serious vascular disease, nerve damage, or advanced prostate issues, you'll still want to be monitored medically. But for most men dealing with mild to moderate changes in performance or circulation, this is one of the lowest risk, highest return habits you can add to your routine. A few minutes each day, no equipment, no cost, and the potential to restore what so many men start to lose in silence. That's the beauty of this approach. It's about putting control back in your hands, literally. And what you'll gain isn't just stronger blood flow. You'll feel more in tune with your body, more confident in the morning, more connected to your health. And in a stage of life when many men are told to expect decline, that quiet sense of control, that's powerful. Your hands are tools, not just appendages. By now, you've learned exactly where to press. Li4, PC8, Si3, and how to use these points to gently restore circulation and responsiveness. But here's the truth I need every man over 60 to hear. These aren't just pressure points. They're tools, and your hands are not just something you use to grip a cane, hold a remote, or balance yourself as you rise from a chair. They're connected to the very systems that determine whether your body still functions with strength, sensitivity, and confidence. One of the greatest mistakes we make as we age is giving up authority over our bodies. We start to believe the story that everything is downhill, that whatever fades is just part of the process. But that's not how the body works. Even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond, your nervous system can adapt, your vessels can respond, your tissues can repair. The key is consistent activation, and these points on your hand give you that power. I've seen this firsthand. A 73-year-old patient of mine had given up on intimacy entirely. He told me, "I just assumed it was over." He wasn't sick. He wasn't on medication, but he'd lost sensation, warmth, and morning firmness. I taught him these 3 points. We practiced them in the exam room. He started doing them daily, 3 minutes in the morning, 3 minutes at night. 6 weeks later, he came in smiling. He said, "I woke up this morning and it felt like someone flipped a switch I didn't know still worked." His words, not mine. He didn't need a prescription. He needed a reminder that his body still knew what to do. He just hadn't been talking to it. This isn't just about erections. It's about control, sleep, energy, and confidence. When blood flow improves, so does everything else. You think better, you move better, you connect better with your partner. And it all starts with a part of your body you probably haven't thought twice about in years, your own hands. There are no downsides to this. No side effects. No waiting rooms. Just you, your breath, and 3 simple spots on your body that connect directly to the systems you want to keep strong. So start tonight. Press Li4 to relax your vessels. Press PC8 to calm your nerves and balance your circulation. Press Si3 to engage the pelvis and wake up the nerves that control your lower body. Breathe slowly. Do it daily. Your body will respond, not instantly, but surely. That's how natural systems work, gently, quietly, but deeply. And remember, this is more than a physical act. It's a message. Every time you take a few minutes to press these points, you're telling your body, "I still care, I'm still here, I'm not done yet." Because aging isn't about shutting down. It's about listening in. You don't need to chase youth. You just need to reconnect with the systems already built into you, waiting to be reawakened. And now you know where to start. Your hands are more than just tools for daily tasks. They're connected to your blood vessels, your nerves, and your performance. Pressing these 3 points each day can help restore circulation, reconnect your body, and bring back something many men miss quietly as they age: confidence. You don't need to wait for medication or hope it gets better on its own. You can start now with your own 2 hands. Let me know in the comments which of the points you tried and what you noticed after using them. I want to hear your story. And if this video gave you something valuable, hit that like button. Subscribe to Glowing Age so I can keep bringing you practical, doctor-guided health tools to help you age with strength, clarity, and control. I'll see you in the next one.